Well, good Monday morning. I hope you had a great weekend. I'm excited to be here and talk with you today because today we're going to talk about something that has actually changed my life in a way that, honestly, everything looks a little different because of it. And I hope that when you're done with today, this will be a tool that you can walk away and say, this is big for you too. When you're in ministry, tyranny of the urgent often takes over the time frame that you have to get done the things that are the most important. And going into ministry, one of the most important things that is on your list is discipleship. Every one of us knows that, but to actually make discipleship happen sometimes is hard. So somebody told me this little trick. They said, Wendy, when you are looking for somebody to pour your life into, for somebody to spend time with consistently, for somebody to fill up and pour through, look for a fat chick. Now, before you judge me, hold on just a second. FAT is actually good in this situation because FAT stands for a chick who is faithful and available and teachable. Now, faithful means that she's hungry for what you know about God's kingdom. Available simply means that her time with you is important on her calendar. And teachable? Well, that means that when God's word says something about her life that needs to change and you discuss it, then she's willing to put the action into actually changing that in her life. Faithful, available, and teachable. If you think about it, Jesus in his ministry actually had two different ministries. He had a ministry to the masses, but then he had a ministry to the few. His ministry to the few, his disciples that he walked with, that he taught, they were all fat. They were hungry for what he knew. They were available and they were teachable. The 11 that were there when he ascended into heaven were the ones that he used to change the world because they were able to be poured through. Now, here's where this really comes into play. See, in ministry as a woman, probably there are a lot of women that want a piece of you. There are a lot of people that seem very needy. And so it's hard to decide, how do I invest my time the best way for God's kingdom to produce the most kingdom fruit? Well, here's the thing. If a woman is half fat, then let her go. Now, I don't mean that you are not her friend or that you don't go to coffee or that you don't invite her over to have dinner or go and play games with her. Of course, do all of those things. But don't make her the woman that you're setting aside time to invest into until she's all three. Because if you do, you're going to be discouraged. You're going to feel like you've been sucked dry because nothing's changing in her life and the kingdom fruit isn't there. And also, you won't be available for the women that are around you, that are faithful and available and teachable. I hope you find a little bit of freedom in understanding that God has created you to have a ministry both to the masses and to the few. But the kingdom fruit will be born when you invest intentionally in a fat chick. So my question is, do you actually have a fat chick that you're investing in? And if not, are your eyes open for the fat chick that God's going to put in front of you? Have a great week.